A chill has descended upon the once perpetually cheerful world of holiday movies, and for the first time in a long time, it has nothing to do with a picturesque cinematic snowfall. It's a harsh, biting frost that has settled in the hearts of millions, a frost kicked up by the shocking departure of Hallmark's reigning queen, Candace Bure. The news of her move to the great American family network wasn't just a career change. For many, it felt like a deeply personal betrayal, a dramatic unhallmarking of a beloved holiday tradition. For over a decade, Candace Bure was more than just an actress on the Hallmark Channel. She was the living embodiment of its brand. With her signature warm smile, relatable charm, and a seemingly endless supply of festive cheer, she became the undisputed Queen of Christmas. Each holiday season, millions of viewers welcomed her into their homes, eagerly anticipating the latest chapter in her ever-growing library of feel-good films. From charming bakeries in quaint small towns to whirlwind romances with handsome strangers, Bure's movies were a comforting and reliable escape, a cinematic cup of hot cocoa on a cold winter's night. Her on-screen persona was that of a kind, compassionate, and open-hearted woman who always found a way to bring people together. She was the friend everyone wished they had, the one who could solve any problem with a sprinkle of optimism and a dash of Christmas magic. This carefully cultivated image of inclusivity and warmth is precisely why her abrupt and controversial exit from Hallmark sent shockwaves through her fan base and the entertainment industry at large. The bombshell dropped not with a quiet press release, but with a series of startling interviews that laid bare a stark, and for many, a deeply unsettling ideological shift. In a widely publicized statement, Bure revealed that her move to the great American family network was driven by a desire to create content that aligned more closely with her personal beliefs, specifically content that would focus on traditional marriage. The implication of her words was immediate and impossible to ignore. In an era where social progress and inclusivity have become increasingly central to public discourse, Bure's emphasis on traditional marriage was widely interpreted as a deliberate exclusion of LGBTQ+ storylines and characters. The woman who had built a career on promoting love and acceptance was now at the helm of a network that appeared to be drawing a clear line in the sand, a line that many of her fans found themselves on the wrong side of. The fallout was swift and severe. Social media, once a space for fans to gush about their favorite Bure-led holiday movie, became a digital battleground. A schism formed within her once loyal following, a divide that mirrored the broader cultural and political polarization of our times. On one side were those who applauded Bure's move, hailing her as a courageous defender of faith and traditional values. They saw her as a woman of conviction, someone willing to stand up for her beliefs in an industry they perceived as increasingly liberal. For this segment of her audience, the promise of traditional storytelling was a welcome reprieve, a return to a more conservative and, in their view, wholesome form of entertainment. On the other side was a vast and vocal contingent of fans who felt a profound sense of disillusionment and betrayal. These were viewers who had celebrated Hallmark's recent, albeit tentative, steps towards greater inclusivity. They had championed the network's first same-sex couple and had hoped for a future where everyone, regardless of their sexual orientation, could see themselves reflected in the heartwarming narratives they had come to love. For these fans, Bure's words were a painful repudiation of their own lives and the lives of their loved ones. The once cozy and welcoming world of Hallmark now felt tainted by an undercurrent of exclusion. The Queen of Christmas, it seemed, was abdicating her throne to rule over a kingdom with far more rigid, and in their eyes, discriminatory borders. The emotional outpouring was immense. Open letters and heartfelt social media posts flooded the internet, many of them addressed directly to Bure. How can the woman who taught us that love always wins now be a part of a network that tells some people their love isn't valid. One fan wrote in a tweet that garnered thousands of likes and retweets. Another expressed that hurt more succinctly. It feels like finding out your favorite Christmas cookie recipe has a secret ingredient of intolerance. The controversy also put a glaring spotlight on the Hallmark channel itself. The network, which had long profited from Bure's immense popularity, now found itself in a precarious position. Their initial silence on the matter was deafening, leaving many to wonder if they had been complicit in fostering an environment where such exclusive views could fester. Eventually, Hallmark released a statement reaffirming their commitment to diversity and inclusion, but for many, the damage was already done. The trust, once as solid as a perfectly wrapped Christmas present, had been irrevocably shaken. In the wake of Bure's departure, the landscape of holiday entertainment has been fundamentally altered. The Great American Family Network, with Bure as its chief creative officer, has indeed focused on the traditional narratives she promised, creating a clear alternative for viewers seeking that specific brand of storytelling. This has, in turn, forced a reckoning within the industry, prompting a broader conversation about the role of faith, values, and representation in mainstream media. The Candace Bure Hallmark saga is more than just a celebrity scandal. It is a poignant reflection of our deeply divided society. It is a story about the complex intersection of faith, fame, and the evolving expectations of a modern audience. It has forced viewers to confront uncomfortable questions about the entertainment they consume and the values they wish to see championed. Can art ever be truly separated from the artist? Can a viewer still find joy in a movie when they fundamentally disagree with the personal beliefs of its star? These are the questions that now linger over the once uncomplicated pleasure of a Hallmark Christmas movie. For many, the magic has been irrevocably tarnished. The snow-covered towns and twinkling lights now seem a little less bright, the happy endings a little less convincing. The Queen of Christmas may have found a new kingdom, but she has left behind a legion of loyal subjects who are now left to wonder if the heartwarming world she helped create was ever truly as welcoming as it seemed. The shocking news of her departure wasn't just a headline, it was a heartbreaking end of an era, a reminder that even in the most idyllic of cinematic worlds, the complexities and controversies of our own reality are never too far away.